Okay, hi everyone. So our project is called Article Inker, and it is a story generator. So in this presentation, we're first going to go over the team behind this whole project. Then there's going to be a quick overview of our product, the timeline that we did to create it, the tech stack, a little process of our back end to the front end of our website, our product features, and then finally we're going to take a look at our website itself. So our team starts with Judy, who is our team lead and also our front end design for our website. And she also drew all of our little profile pics, which look amazing. Then we have Alex, who is involved in our model training and our front end. Myself, I was involved in the data pre-processing and website backend. Megan, who was also involved in the data pre-processing and website backend. Arjun, who did website backend and model training. Brian, who did the website backend, and then finally Riya, our instructor. So as I said before, our product is a text generating AI, which we've called Article Inker, kind of as a play on the AI acronym. And it can create a short story based on user input. First, the user will choose from one of 4 options in a dropdown, either drama, dad jokes, poetry, or horror, and write a short input. The AI will then generate an output based on the factors that the user had inputted.
So for our timeline, the first step was to research and establish the genres of interest and look into them. We found and created packaged datasets of passages and stories for each genre. Then we gathered data and organized the datasets into CSV or TXT files so they are interactable for coding. No extra pre-processing is necessary because the goal is to generate longer passages. The next step was model training. So in Python, we ran distill GPT-2 through each dataset using the AI TextGen library. After training, we fine-tuned the model so it takes in an input and outputs a mimicry of each genre. Then we created a website using HTML, CSS, JS, and Flask with an incorporated model. This allows the user to choose the genre and the prompt text, and it also gives more structure and flow to everything. Finally, we have to maintain the project. We checked all previous code for any redundancy or errors and focused on optimizing the process. We also reran the program if necessary and stylized the website with a design and an about page.
So for our model, we used distilled GPT-2, which is like a distilled version, which means it's like simplified, a distilled version of the base GPT-2. So this allows it to be more efficient, and although it loses like a bit of depth from the base, like when we tested the two, and we also tested GPT Neo, the distilled version seemed to give us the best results. And we used AI TextGen to access this model in Python, and it makes it really convenient to code with. And then for our front end, we use HTML, give everything a bit of structure, have user interface. And then to connect back end to front end, we use Flask.
Yep, so for the backend, as you just heard, we used Flask, specifically request, redirect URL, and render templates. For the front end, well, to create the front end, we used Figma in order to draw the prototypes. And to design it, find a color palette, all that sort of stuff, the art stuff. As for building and stylizing the website itself, we used HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and JSON. Specifically, we used Tailwind CSS, and we used Design Stripe and Icon 8 to make the images for the website.
For the product features, first, they're using a drop-down menu. You select the genre that you want. Again, drama, dad jokes, poetry, or horror. Then you type something in the text box that will tell the AI and how to start, and it'll kind of base its output on that. And the length of the text is, again, dependent on the genre that you select. Dad jokes are typically shorter, and then story styles like horror are longer.
Okay, now let me introduce our website. So as you can see in the landing page, you see some interactive with the cursor, which is the JavaScript animation. The website is completely built from scratch without no Bootstrap 5. So for the Tailwind CSS, it was used for the attribute for the element. For the nav bar, you can see here, it will move to a different section. With the git hole, it will lead toward the repository. Scroll down, you will see a show up generators, which here can pick up for genre. I know everyone's looking for dad jokes, let's just go for that. And here with example, I'm taking class. And now let's click generate. It might take a few seconds, but it's totally okay. All right, I'm taking class, but my parent plays after opening the fridge. There's some lagging after it because we kind of limit the text. So who wants to give it a try at the front? Okay, so for the horror, what should we type in? Okay, I see pumpkin. Let's see. I guess due to the fact that Haro had a really long test around like 500 words, so it might need a longer time to generate. And yes, indeed, it had a really long passage telling a creepy story. See, she had no family to worry about. You're talking, see, here's a really complicated relationship. And as we scroll down, we see the about page for the project process, which we already mentioned in the previous slides. Also with the team, we also have our social media link that will tour different pages. And on the back with Team Tomorrow social media link, here we also have a scroll to top. And surprisingly, our website is responsive with the mobile. So you can also open it on your phone and it's completely workable. And as you zoom out, surprisingly, it also fit with the Google Dark readers. So feel free to open the dark mode, it also works. And that is the end of our demo.